Countdown! Who loves the new Jonas Brothers song?
Oh man, it's nice, right? Yeah.
45 seconds.
I really like this guy.
I do too.
Yeah.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning LaLa. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moye. This is Good Morning LaLa, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
And it's hashtag Magic Monday, Miracle Monday, or Mindful Monday. Whatever you want to call it. I'm motivated, that's all I know.
Right.
We come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law, and have a lot of coffee and get inspiration from our great guests.
There you go.
Right?
That's right.
And I finally get to hang out with these two.
And we
been a
finally
minute.
get to see you again. We missed you, LaLa, and thank you again for coming back to us this morning. We had a great spring break, but my God, it feels good to be back, doesn't it?
Woo! I am rested.
Yes.
I'm
It was
not
a
gonna
different
lie.
spring break than the one you experienced in college, huh?
I didn't have traditional
Yeah.
college.
Did you do the
I
spring
went to college
break?
when I was older, so I never got the spring break thing.
Never did that.
I'm ready to let go and have my, what's it called? Girls Gone Wild?
Doctor of Divinity, Girls Gone Wild. It's a
Why
whole
not, you know?
new niche.
Careful there. Careful. Good luck. We are so excited to welcome to the show our very special guest this morning. Hello, everyone. Back in the studio, and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're so excited that you're here with us back from spring break. Take a moment, introduce yourself, and tell me one thing you do to make sure you really have a great morning.
Okay, it seems that I'm starting. My name is Daria, and I'm a host of Dream Sprint. How I start my mornings by exercising my body and my brain. For my body, I just run for 30 minutes, and for my brain, I count Fibonacci sequence until I'm basically ran out of my brain power. And also another way I start my morning is with guided visualization. It's my really first thing to do.
Ooh.
There you go.
I'm counting my Fibonacci. That's
There you go.
Sounds like magic. Good morning, Chris Browning is in the house. How are you today?
Good morning. My name's Chris Browning. It all depends on whether or not I'm working, obviously. If I'm working, I usually just am getting up when it's still dark and just climbing into a van and going to work. But if I'm not and I have my routine, I'm usually hit the ground running, getting kids ready for school. And once I get them to school, I like to get outside, maybe ride my mountain bike or do yoga or something to take care of me. That's my morning.
nice.
Sounds good. A little exercise.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful.
No
Mia
nature.
Magic is in the house on this Monday, full of alliteration today, aren't we? Good
Yes.
morning, Mia.
Hey, y'all. So I'm Mia Magic, and I like to start my day. It depends. Some days I just jump right out of bed and go straight to the gym. Some days I do a little naked sun tanning in my backyard. But my favorite way to start the day, which on sacred Sundays is always the best way, is with a little bit of sex magic.
Whoa.
Oh.
We're going to have to find out about that.
What a way to
Sign me
come
up.
back to LaLa.
Best way to start your day, I'm telling you.
That's why it's good to wake up with Good Morning LaLa right there, huh?
Terry Apple is in the house. She is an incredible voiceover actress, producer, writer. How are you today, Terry?
Hi, good. I'm different than these guys, just coffee in the gym.
Keeping it
Pretty
simple.
simple.
Well, that's okay because apparently you've mastered making money in voiceover. And hello, what about this one? I'm 35. My eggs are rotting. How's your sperm?
Wow. Well, it's going to be an interesting Monday.
Thanks.
Yes, it is. Douglas Tate is in the house. Good morning, Douglas.
Good morning. Yeah, so I'm kind of like Chris. If I'm not working and getting on a van early, I get my coffee in and straight to working out. I have a home gym that I use, so I work out pretty intense on a daily basis.
So gearing up for the premiere of Hellboy, what's it like now that you're doing all the press and the media tours? Does that affect your day at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exhausting, not physically, but just mentally, because you got to bring it every time and that excitement and energy, talking about the project. So yeah, it's tiring. It kind of does throw off your morning exercise routine, but I do try to fit it in no matter what.
Well, thank you so much for being here to promote Hellboy this morning. Sorry we threw off your morning routine, but we're grateful you're part of ours today.
I love it.
Well, thank you all again for being here. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
So it's been 10 days since I've seen you guys.
Wow.
I haven't spoken to you guys.
I feel like I've seen you. I've seen your Insta stories.
I've seen Jez's Insta story.
Yeah.
I think you had one. That was the only
that
one
probably
I saw.
was an accident at that.
You know what, though? And Rob, we missed your Insta stories.
We missed your Insta stories.
They're so motivating. They're inspiring. We love your tips, tricks, and mastery of happiness. And I'm so glad that you're back. And I hope that means you're going to fire this up again, right?
Oh man, I don't know. It takes effort. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's nice to take a break from the social media, don't you find? I mean, it's amazing how much more peaceful and how much more creative you are without effort. So I did enjoy that. But I also spent enough time on social media just watching both of your stories.
I'm not me, I'm the opposite.
Yeah, you had a ton of stories. You had a ton of stories. They were fantastic.
So what'd you do?
I just consumed. I
For
consumed
10
those
days.
stories for 10 stories.
10 days. What'd you do?
Just every day. No, I did a little traveling. I did a lot of relaxing. I just chill out, that's about it. How was yours? I saw you were up to lots of good things.
I worked a lot for the first, I had to launch retreats for Soul Society. We launched the first 4-day retreat at Kimpton Lapeer Hotel, which is 75% sold out.
Yeah.
And then I did go Thursday and Friday, went up to Santa Barbara with Sarah Delane. We decided, okay, finally I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna go see my son in 3 weeks. But so we went up and you guys, we have to seriously go back up there. So,
really?
So there's a new resort in Montecito, and it's called the Rosemary Miramar, and it's on the Miramar Beach. And it was this moment, we got there, we went directly to this hotel, and we went out to this beach bar place right on the beach. And I had this moment because I was conceived 3 homes right from where I was standing, literally. And it was really interesting because
This is a wild
it was a wild. But so what's fascinating is, my dad's side of the family had money. My mom's side my mom was very poor, and it was interesting because my parents told me later that they were very unhappily married when they conceived me. My dad told me they were fighting a lot. And I was kind of it was a turmoil thing when they got pregnant with me. And so I was sitting at this resort, this beautiful resort, completely in love with my life, literally. And I was thinking about how hard it must have been for them because I've been in an unhappy marriage and there's nothing worse, really, quite frankly. And I was just thinking about, I'm just so proud of my parents. They both have evolved so much, and clearly I've evolved a lot. And just having that moment of the full circle, right? I mean, isn't that what life is about?
Absolutely.
Right? So anyway, so they had rented a beach house. That's the point. Is they did not live on the beach, but they rented a beach house thinking they could fix their marriage, basically.
Yeah.
And obviously they couldn't. But I came out of that. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There's always something good comes out of it. What do they call that? Trying to pull geographic, right? Where you try to change your location, change your environment in order to find greater happiness, but it doesn't.
Yeah. How about you, Jez? You were at Coachella.
I pulled a geographic, and
there you go. Yes.
I went to the desert. So during our little post spring break, Good Morning La La Land, I went to the drip doctors, got a beauty drip for the very first time, had to do the pre-desert prep, right? So thank you, Jamila, so much for inviting me over. It was really great right on Sunset Plaza. Extra hydration, extra vitamins, because it's going into it. And we had a great time. One of my favorite things actually wasn't about the festival, but it was the art and the expression. I mean, the outfits were outrageous. It was everybody was being their best alien metallic self in the middle of the desert. And YSL had this really cool beauty station pop-up where they brought in classic cars. And I mean, it really was this whole Instagrammable experience, but not just for the sake of Instagram, although of course we had to capture it all.
For sure.
But really just to really experience something something different and outrageous, and it was a really great geographic change of scenery for me. Special thanks to Miramonte, our Miranda Montenegro, for coming with me. She captured it all, so it was really special.
We love Miranda.
Special. Yeah.
I love the pics. You got some fantastic pics.
Oh,
I want to see more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. And another special thanks to STS Blue and Speechless. They totally swagged me out, so I was like Coachella ready, because you have to have the look, right?
It's a whole thing,
so,
yeah.
Yes, I was very grateful for that. It was a wild.
But did you guys not find, like, okay, so here we were, I worked really hard at the beginning of our 10 days off, and then I had a few days of relaxation. And yesterday, I have to say that I was, like, I really felt like I was really rejuvenated finally for the first time, like really, really rested. But I had this kind of like thing where one day I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, this is so nice. I have extra space, extra time. I can get things done, without the show, you know. But then the next day I'd be like, and I'm in my room till 2:30 in the afternoon. I missed the show because it like I love this so much, you guys, because it makes me get up and get out and live on principle and live on my mission and stuff. So I just want to say that I'm so grateful, more so than ever, for you guys and for the show and for Andy and for Emma and for everyone here.
Amen to that. I feel likewise. I mean, I appreciate you guys in the show so much, and I'm so deeply grateful, Erin, for you starting it, and Jez for you just leading the charge in the way you do, and of course Andy Waldman, Emma, absolutely, so grateful.
Yeah.
It's good to be back, LaLa.
For sure. Let's take a break and come back with some extraordinary magic. Let's dive into this. I'm a little nervous and scared and excited at the same time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land.
Hello and welcome to Hashtag.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin Ziering, and this is the Housewives of Hollywood.
I'm Joanna Garzilli. You're watching Life Stories.
So welcome to Getting Real with Pamela, a positive and purposeful show about passionate people and their journeys.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Eyes Up Here. I'm your host, Lindsay Palos.
Welcome back to another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kate.
Hello, and thank you so much for saying yes to tuning into the Yes Life show. I am Yes Jess.
My people, this is Table for One, and I'm Leah Sergakis, and it is time for another episode of Sassy and Single, because that's what I am. I'm your host, Natalie Sadie.
Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Erica Della Cruz, the hashtag Passionista. Welcome to Passion to Paycheck.
Welcome to another episode of Purpose. I'm your host, Brittany Zonker.
Welcome back to On That Note. I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. She shares all her tricks in her new book, Your Healthiest Healthy, The Beautiful and Talented, Samantha Harris.
Hey everyone, I'm Lindsay Hoffman, and welcome to the Joseph Bush Show.
I'm Harry Howard. I am him.
Welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show, and every week I have the honor of interviewing a game changer in the wellness arena.
Hi, welcome to Defining Moments. I'm Suzanne Kloss.
Hi guys, my name is Serena Poon, and welcome to my show, Serena Live.
Hello, I'm Lauren Francesca.
I'm Brad Grunberg.
And you're watching
How to Start.
What is pussy poppin', you beautiful humans?
My name is Ariane Angel.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to another episode of Sippin' the Tea.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.
This is my first TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always find these videos and binge them on EverTalk TV. They're also now on Apple TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Erin, you can bring us.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and it's all about Magic Monday, and Mia Magic is in the house. She basically helps women really truly embody their priestess. She's a hashtag priestess mafia, priestess mother of dragons. So Mia, we've met through a circle of women that are very powerful, very influential, and when I first met you, I was like, wow, this woman's really like, you're just so dynamic. And over the day, spending the day we were filming, and I was like, wow, this woman, she is literally magic. You have this ability to just be playful in life, which so many of us, I know I miss out on. So I'm so happy you're here to bring some of your magic.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your personal journey and what you really truly do.
Well, one of the things that I find to be really important is, you know, children exist in this beautiful sense of wonder all the time, and everything is intriguing and fascinating, and they're so curious and so tactile, and they really experience their life with this beautiful openness. And as adults, we forget to do that, or we get programmed out of it, or society tells us not to. And so my mission is really to just give people permission to be really open to the beauty and the magic of life. I mean, we're spinning around a giant ball of fire on a little organic spaceship. Like, that's pretty magical.
Yeah,
so,
pretty magical.
When you put it like that. So really, the work that I do is primarily with women, and I've actually really started working with men a lot lately as well, to just remove the blocks from love and light and from our innate power. You know, you're a doctor of divinity, so magic, energy, power, they're all really just the same term described differently. And so, yeah, my work is really about opening people to their magic.
So when did you discover that maybe you had lost that magic, and how did you rediscover it for yourself as an adult?
Well, as a little girl, I was totally, like, just completely lived in fantasy and fairy tale, but it was real to me. It wasn't something that wasn't true. It was real. And then in school, people were like, no, it's not real. And I lived a long, long time trying to fit in and trying to play small in order for people to accept me because my beliefs were weird. And so, yeah, I was in an accident when I was 16, and I almost lost my arm, which I was here with Focus talking about a few years ago. And I lived from this state of just like feeling punished and feeling like I had done something wrong, and like I wasn't ever going to be able to achieve my mission because of having this experience. And then ultimately I realized through my own healing journey, because I needed to like heal the emotional wounds, it was way more than the physical wound. It was more like, how can I heal mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And that really led me on a journey. And once I reached a certain level of calm and peace and happiness and had overcome certain levels of anxiety and pain, people started asking me to help them as well. And then once I'd done a certain amount of healing, it was like there was space for the magic again. The anger, the sadness, the pain had moved through, and I could fill all of that space with love and light and ultimately with magic. And that's been
Such a fascinating story.
Yeah.
How did you get through all the pain to the healing and the happiness? What was it that you did? Or what was it that you learned? Everything. You tried everything, right?
I said yes to everything. Like whatever it was, I did the spiritual medicines. I've done ayahuasca and 5-MeO-DMT and mushroom ceremonies and like all of those really alternative healings. And I spent 10 years in therapy, and they put me on antidepressants, and that didn't work for me. I wanted to do it all naturally and on my own. And then it was meditation and energy healing and Reiki and having a coach, and I mean, just everything.
Was there anything that moved the needle the most, or more than the others?
Well, am I allowed to talk about spiritual medicine? Yeah, honestly, doing 5-MeO-DMT, which is a substance that is already present in our brain. Our body is flushed with it when we're born and when we die. Those are the two moments when your body is really flushed with this particular chemical. And you can ingest, imbibe it, and with this thing called an MAO inhibitor, it's theoretically like your body is actually able to die without dying. And it's like you return to the light and you go to the place where we go, whatever your interpretation of that is, and you get to see yourself as God and know divinity in the classical sense of the word.
Interesting.
And I did those ceremonies every 6 months for like 2 years, and it changed everything because it just gave me this completely visceral experience of our creation of our own consciousness.
So I've never done ayahuasca, and I am a believer that everyone has their own journey in it. But I do believe the destination is the same, whether you go through purity, whether you go through medicine, whatever. And I think that it's a personal choice for people, and we honor that for sure. And I think that what really stands out for me is that you're considered you're a permissionist. You allow people, permissionary, sorry, I said wrong. You really allow people to go into areas that they've never gone, because we have so much programming of what's right and wrong and culturally accepted and whatever. And that's what I love about you. I love that you allow people to do things that they would have years ago thought is crazy or wrong. And so I really want to
my whole life was 5 years ago, I would have been like, this girl's insane.
So I want to talk about something a little risque, but I think that people need to hear it, because I think people need to open up their consciousness, whether this is right for you or wrong for you. I think it's important to understand that things like this happen, that it's okay if it speaks to you. So tell us about your Pussy Sundays.
Okay, so Pussy Church. Yes, so on Sunday mornings, a group of girlfriends and we get together, and they're all tantrikas. And so Tantra is really just a spiritual practice. People associate it only with sex, but it's really just a reverence for the life-giving nature of existence, for the goddess, and for the beauty of all life, of all humanity. And we get together and do group pleasure rituals, which is very risque and was incredibly taboo for me. And actually yesterday was our 1-year anniversary of doing it. And we really all just came in and honored the experience and like what we've learned from the last year of doing this all together, and what has been deprogrammed within our own minds. Because I feel like as women, as men, we only see other people's pleasure like in pornography, and that doesn't resonate with me. I don't like to watch it. It just isn't interesting. And so to be in a circle where everyone is pleasuring themselves, it's not sexual, no one's involved with anyone else, no one's touching anyone else, everyone has their own space. But we are creating a portal or a vortex of orgasmic energy or sexual energy, pleasurable energy, which is the most powerful energy on the planet. That's why there's that climatic moment. And you use it, you scan through your body, through your root, through your sacral chakra, through your entire system, and run the energy up, the earth, the water, the fire, the air, the sound, the light, the connection to divinity or to God, and use that energy to manifest what you desire, or to invoke a goddess or a force of nature, and really just, create more love and more magic in your life.
I do believe that there is a place there, whether it be alone, whether it be with a partner, that there's a place that you're able to, it's like a vortex of energy there. I've never done one of those circles, and that would be probably really uncomfortable for me, but I think it's interesting, because what fears or what meaning or what all the things that you'd go through to get comfortable is really fascinating to me, right?
Talk about being tapped into
Next level right there.
Yeah, it's next level. So what is it that you are manifesting, that you're really excited about? What's next for you, Mia?
Right now, I am creating 2 things, one for men and one for women, a goddess course all about how to invoke and invite these different frequencies of the goddess into your life, because we've really shut her down. We have this like father god, but we really haven't invoked the mother in society. And we call her Mother Earth, right? Like that's the life-giving nature of reality. And so I have a beautiful course coming together with all types of different visualizations and embodied experiences of what it would mean to call upon Athena when you really need more power, and when you feel creative to call on Saraswati, and just different frequencies of the goddess. And then for men, I'm creating this awakened warrior program, because I think that a lot of men don't really interact with their emotions in an empowered way. Most of my male clients think that feeling sad is weak, as opposed to, as a really powerful woman, when I see a man go into his emotions, I'm like, yes, that takes courage and that takes strength. And so those are the 2 things that I'm designing for other people. And what I'm really excited about working on for myself, I had a show about to come out about what it means to be magic in the modern day with a very large platform last year, and then it fell through at the last minute. And so now I'm creating it myself.
Good for you.
Yeah, and funding the whole thing on my own. And I get full creative control. I don't need anybody else.
Right.
And so,
And it's reality, right?
It'll be, yeah, like reality, but like follow Doc. And the intention is to transform the aspirational lifestyle from material to spiritual. Like,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, all the reality is like, get the Louboutins and the Bugattis and the yachts and all of that. And what would it be like if we were really showing people how to cultivate their internal spiritual wealth in order to then have those things as a side effect if that's really what you desire?
That's powerful. That is so powerful.
Yeah, Wizard's Gone Wild.
It's fascinating.
So your little girl's gone wild moment. Wizard's Gone Wild.
I'm waiting.
Tell everyone where they can find and follow you, Mia.
So Mia Magic, MIAMAGIK, is all of my social media and YouTubes and Instagrams and all the things.
Fantastic.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
With more on Good Morning La La Land. Daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop.
We have a universal sign to say it's okay to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like the universe is saying, please chill out a little bit, you know? So
Right.
we need to listen to that.
Jessalyn, you are absolutely beautiful, and you don't have to try at all. It's like I walked in this morning, you're the first person I met, I went, she is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And
Tell me more. As you said, pick up the phone, like turn that text, before you turn it into a date, let's turn it into a phone call.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop. EverTalk is #community powered, and we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome Chris Browning to the show as we gear up for season 5 of Amazon's Bosch. Congratulations, by the way. This is huge.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what we can expect from you in this season of Bosch.
Okay, I play a guy called Preston Borders, and he's someone that, you know, the show's based on the book series, right? And Michael Connelly wrote 26 novels, just the Bosch novels. So there's one, they kind of base a season on one of the books. And this book is called Two Kinds of Truth. And it's about this guy, Preston Borders, that Bosch puts away in the 90s for killing a girl. And he was a rock and roll guy. He was like the long hair and the leather pants and, you know, 90s hair band kind of look, you know. And anyway, so now he's been in prison for 23 years or something, and some new evidence has come to light. Someone else has confessed to the crime, some new DNA has shown up, and so the plan is, he's lawyered up, and the plan is to get out of prison and sue the city and make a bunch of money, and so the question is, people start to look at that, like, what did Bosch, you know, railroad this guy? You know, did he maybe cross the line to get his guy, or the guy that he was sure was the guy?
Oh, well, we have a look at this Amazon series. Let's take a peek.
Oh, nice.
You framed the wrong guy.
You're a broken record.
You know, me getting out is just the first step. Because we're taking you down.
We? What, you and your lawyer?
Coming after your job, your house, your whole career. I'm going to be a rich man. After I walk out of here, you're going to watch cell doors swing open in every prison in the state, and the men you put inside gone free. That necklace was never in my house. You planted it.
Or was it?
Nice try.
Wow.
You have such an innate ability to play such deeply intense and complex characters. And we've seen this throughout your career in Hollywood, from the Book of Eli and working with John Favreau. Tell us what your experience has been like that, and what are you drawing upon in a moment like that scene?
Well, that I did a lot of involuntary research by going to jail a lot.
Worked itself out, didn't it?
Yeah, I ended up using it. But yeah, I used to be a kind of a run-amok drug addict, guy who was going to jail all the time. And so I studied those guys, and I got a break in a movie called Felon about 10 years ago, where I originally read to play the public defender. And I really wanted to see if they had cast this other role, this Danny Sampson guy, who's the head of the Aryan Brotherhood, and it was a role that I, might not be put with a big name. So I asked if I could read for that, if it had been cast, and the director had left word that I could read for it, but not to get my hopes up. He said, I really kind of see you on the other side of the bars. But he didn't know how much I've been on that side of the bars. And so I went to a makeup artist and a friend of mine, and she put this big mustache on me and got me all slicked back and put on the tank top and got pumped up. And I saw him in the hall the next day, and when I was waiting to go in, and I said, "Hey Rick, how you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, hey man." He didn't know who I was.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was in a shirt and tie the day before. And anyway, he goes, "I was wrong. You're Danny Sampson." So. That was my first convict role.
I love that. We say, we've had, of course, many actors on here, and we look at acting as almost one of the highest careers in this life, because we're really just playing these actors, and this, it's really a pretense, all this stuff. And I think it's so cool that acting, you get to play all these different things and have new perspective, and it's a whole different spiritual experience in of itself. What's that been like for you?
That's very true. That's a good point, because I think, for me, and I think for a lot of people, you get to that point where because I don't know, many actors are very insecure, at least I am. I'm my worst critic, but when I get enough experience to know that I can do that, when I have a thing like the Book of Eli, where I'm like, I can do this, I can hang with the big boys, and get out of all that fear. And then you get in that thing you were talking about, where you're actually in a scene and it's working, and you're believing what you're doing, and they're believing, and everybody's just kind of being those people, and you're kind of just grooving, right? And it's a thing. It's a spiritual thing. It just kind of goes on autopilot, and you don't have to worry about what your next thing is. It just happens.
Magic.
It's a magic thing.
Book of Eli is still one of my favorite movies of all time, man. Really, and your role in it was fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Is it surreal to you to look at where you are now in your life versus where you were before? How did you get there? How did you get here?
Well, I'd been in the 90s. I'd been a regular on a couple of sitcoms, and so when I have a little span there in the middle of my career where I was just a run-amok drug addict, and I always tell people I tried heroin once for 6 years, and it was I lived in the bushes next to the 405 freeway for years, or I was locked up.
Wow.
And so it was nice. It was a cool thing for me because I get to use it. You're an actor, so you have all these experiences, and you have a lot to draw from that period. But also, it really made me appreciate what I didn't appreciate before. I went from the Malibu beach house to living in the bushes, and so when this stuff comes back to me and I get a second chance, then I really appreciate it. Especially coming from that life. It was the first couple of years I appreciated waking up in a bed, waking up in clean sheets. So all of this stuff that I used to take for granted, I really appreciate now.
How did you turn that around, dude? I just got to ask, how did you turn that around? Was it just willpower?
No.
No.
God, no.
Yeah.
No, the willpower thing was what kind of kept me in it. It's like thinking that I could control stuff. But it's I just kept trying, and I kept trying and going to all these different detoxes and rehabs and stuff. And for whatever reason, just finally one of them took, and I wanted to have it. It took me 12 years to get 3 months clean.
Wow.
I couldn't get to the 3-month mark. And so I finally did that, and I was like, okay, I want to keep this.
Well, we're so grateful
So
for
grateful.
you.
So awesome. Thank you
and
for sharing.
thank you for being so authentic and real with your story. Congratulations on Bosch. We're excited for the season 5 premiere happening on Amazon soon.
Tell people where they can find and follow you personally on social media.
Social media, Hijack. I'm Hijack Leader.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
That's a pretty handle, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
That was my
Memorable.
That was my name in Book of Eli, and that was kind of a turning point for me where I really felt like, okay, I can do this if I.
Wow.
So it was a special little moment in my life. So that's my handle in most, on Twitter and Instagram. Although on Twitter, I mostly just yell at Trump.
Thank you so much for being such an inspiration for so many. Amazing.
Truly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank you
tuned.
so much,
We'll be right
Bob.
back.
Thank you.
Last night,
yeah.
we went to celebrate with Maria Conchita Alonso. We have a special look at some of the video from the event last night.
Than 18 animal foundations. My organization is called VEE Fauna, which means Venezuela Endorses Fauna. It's not a non-profit. So I got together, I united with one that has been a non-profit for 11 years. It's called Luchemos por la Vida, Fight for Life. They have an orphanage where many of their kids have HIV. I thank you very, very much for your contribution, because alone we can't do it.
She's such a love.
Yeah, our love and light to Maria Conchita and all the orphanages she's supporting in Venezuela. It's always great when Hollywood comes together and has a heart and gives back. Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jessamine Moyer, and we'll see you next time. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome Douglas Tate to the show as he gears up for the premiere of Hellboy. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Are
you excited?
I'm excited, yeah. The premiere, we already saw it. It was released on Friday, and it was
Tell us
exciting.
a little bit about the
premiere of the movie.
The movie, yeah.
The movie, I was great. I mean, it was you do something, and a year and a half goes by, and you're excited about it, and you can't wait, and you finally everybody's together, and you get to see it and enjoy it in front of an audience. It's exciting.
Is it odd watching yourself? Does it make you feel uncomfortable, or do you just feel inspired?
I never like what I do, I think that's an actor's thing. You're always judging yourself, but I try to enjoy the movie. But when you see yourself, it's like you're always watching you, no matter what else. But I did enjoy the movie, But, people are saying they liked it and liked what I did, so,
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Tell us a synopsis about the movie also.
The synopsis, well, this Hellboy is very dark. The other ones were not as dark as this, but they were going straight based off the comic, and the comic is darker than the Guillermo's 2 Hellboys. This one was directed by Neil Marshall, and it has an R rating, and it's very scary.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
And bloody.
But you're no stranger to the creatures or to the scare. Freddy versus Jason, Star Trek. And you have such an innate ability to really play these incredible characters who are like very creature-esque.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience and why you're an expert at it.
I've been doing it for a long time now, and I appreciate you saying that. And you learn through every job you do, that like how you have to do a little bit more to make the makeup move. Some of it's in the body, some of it's in over-exaggerating your face, something you would never do out of makeup because it would be like, oh, that guy's a terrible actor, all in his face. But when you're wearing a makeup to get that, to make it read, you have to give a little bit more, and that's something somebody that hasn't done it may not realize. And I think through years of doing it, it's just made me better, and I continually try to get better with every role. So.
I'm sure you get asked all of the time, do you have a favorite role, a most memorable moment?
Yeah.
But do you?
It's a good question.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed this character I played on Grimm. He was the villain of Grimm, and he was the creature of all the creatures because that show had so many of them. And it was just a fun role, and I got to do so much action stuff, but all of them have something that I love. Even the ones nobody knows about. You know, you put so much hard work into it, and you know, each one is interesting.
So on Good Morning LaLa, it's really just not about LA and Hollywood per se. It's also really about showcasing people's personal stories of trials and tribulations and what they've had to overcome. And I'm sure that coming to Hollywood's no easy feat at all. What was your turning point that really had you decide this is what you were meant to do in this lifetime, and how did you?
Well, I grew up in Hollywood, so I'm kind of, not actually Hollywood. I grew up in the Valley in LA. What's funny is when I was 12 years old, I went to Universal Studios and I saw Frankenstein there, and I said, when I turn 16, I'm gonna get a job playing Frankenstein, and I did, and I started to do shows there and perform, and then I got right into acting right out of high school, but it was that side job that kind of led me to start doing characters in TV and film, not planned. But because I was doing it there, people were saying, oh, Doug's tall, and he likes being in makeup, and it kind of led to that, and now it's become like this crazy thing. I just finished Annabelle 3, playing an amazing character in that, so it's really neat, and I'm on a huge sci-fi show now. I can't say the name of it, but it's all because of this. This in makeup stuff,
But what have you learned about yourself in that?
As far as like, what do you mean, like about myself as a person? Or,
about yourself as a person in these incredible creature-like makeup monster roles.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like it takes me back to like being a kid and loving Halloween, you know, like loving to dress up and be in makeups and masks. It all goes back to that. I was so excited about it. I have VHS tapes of me performing, and it's like I look back at that, I go, wow, I was loving it back then, and now I'm doing it as a career, and I step out of makeup too and do regular roles, but it's just so cool to get the opportunity to play so many different characters that are so, you know.
Interesting you mentioned the VHS tapes of you acting as a kid, because we've got a little B-roll.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That'd be really cool, though. Wouldn't that be cool?
I actually have some on my Instagram.
Do you? Next time, we're going to have that.
Like, oh, no.
Is there a role, a monster, a creature that you would love to bring to life that you haven't yet already?
That's a great question. I actually, when I mentioned Frankenstein, that's how I got my start at Universal. So that's one that I'm like, you know what? A Universal movie, a remake of Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro directing. There we go.
There you go. You got dibs. You called dibs.
I called it, man. Nobody else.
That would be magical for sure. We'll tell people where they can find you on social media, and of course the movie. We know where to find that.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, actor Douglas Tate, Twitter Douglas Tate fan page TAIT.
Awesome.
Yes.
Amazing. Great journey.
Appreciate you, man. Really do.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land. This is my first TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always find these videos and binge them on EverTalk TV. They're also now on Apple TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are here with Terry Apple, who is definitely a magical woman here in Los Angeles, but she's an actress, a producer, she's an author, and she really is the OG of voiceovers.
Oh, God.
Not gonna lie, right?
That's funny.
And you're in branding, you do all kinds of, you're a very talented woman.
Oh, that's
Truly.
sweet. Thank you. Well, you have to create and, you know, make the changes as they come because the business changes. Voiceovers was very lucrative for a number of years. It still is, but the entire marketing world's changed.
Yeah.
And the voiceover world's changed. So
I love that
I
you
came out here
mentioned
to act. Yeah.
Creating, though, because
Yeah.
that's one of the things we say around here.
Yeah.
Don't wait, create.
That is the truth, yeah. And I always had that mindset coming out here. I mean, I came out here to work. I didn't come out here to play. I came out here after college. I really was a worker bee. I do think there is something about being a worker bee and just doing what you do and moving forward. It was not my initial goal to do the voiceovers. I did them as a teenager. And I really just saw them on TV and went, well, how do I make money in that? What's that about? And it's a form of acting. So when I came out here, I really wasn't even going to pursue voiceovers. I thought they were too tough to make it back then. And I really wanted to be Sissy Spacek, Deborah Winger. I was a serious actress. Even when they'd be like, you're funny, you're going to be on a show. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm a serious actress. I want to do character acting. So it is funny. You can't mandate what you want to do when you come out here, I think, because you just have to be open-minded and just kind of go for it and have your focus and do what you do, but the money comes in where it comes in. And then I realized the voiceovers, there's acting to that, but yeah.
Oh, I just love that. Have you found that in the course of your journey, you've been allowed or you've found more opportunity and more freedom to do the things that you most deeply and truly want to do, or is it still very much being a selective sifter of the opportunities that come along?
No, I mean, it's interesting. Somebody had just said that a little bit earlier, that you do visualize what you want, and I get that. I was always a person that was able to manifest things, and then I stopped believing in that a little bit, and I stopped believing in the fairy tale of the whole situation. You know, I missed some opportunities. Now, being a little bit older, I'm not the same as I was when I was 22 and had zero fear and came out here and was like, I'm making it, I'm doing this, and, you know, then ended up being very lucky when I look back and going, well, I think it only took like 3 years to start making a very good living in this business and generating the work. But no, I think you can create whatever you want to create, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go in exactly the way you want to do it. I had the rights to Temple Grandin, which she has autism, was on the spectrum with autism, and Kirsten Dunst ended up playing her in a movie. It won. I believe she won an Emmy for it. Her manager had the rights after I did it. It took 13 years to set this project up. I was not the one to set it up, but I had her rights. I got them after Steven Spielberg. There's a whole story to it, but I really had a lot of belief in her and the story, but it took 13 more years, and HBO was the first place I took that to, and it did not get set up. So a lot of things are timing, a lot of things are it's not just who you know, it's also having something to provide, so you're not just trying to get something.
That's key.
Yeah.
That is absolutely key to anything, whether it's Hollywood, personal relationships, networking. Always show up and show your value to the other person. Ask for nothing. Just show up and receive whatever it is that opportunity is going to be.
Absolutely.
So what is it for you that you love about the industry so much?
Well, that's a good question right now.
You're like, I don't know.
Really? No. What I love is, look, in anything you do, you are self-creating, but you also have to have, I do believe the older, you have to have the creativity. So you have to have the talent, the raw talent, the authenticity of what you want to do in a real way. And then you also have to have the technical skill for that. The voiceovers, even though I started as a teenager, I learned the technical skill after I was already doing it. Yes, I took acting classes as a teenager, and I did whatever there was in Kansas City before I moved out here, and I kept going. And then I ended up getting a daytime show. I got a talk show, Rob Weller and Christine Ferrara. It's now called, it was the home show. It was so bizarre. I didn't do it. It was on camera. It was hosting. I've done many different worlds than were with the initial thing that I came out that were my passion, which would have been just to end up being not Julia Roberts, but somebody that like Sissy Spacek, somebody, and then have a production company. And you kind of have to be open-minded and say, well, let's see where the chips fall based on what my talent is and what I can also do. But it doesn't mean you stop doing it and trying to create. But I think what I love about the business is I like the ability to open up. you kind of have to say, like with the branding world that I'm kind of messing around in, it really is a form of voiceovers and the whole making money in a business and finding new ways instead of the cycle of run in voiceovers. You used to see something on air for 10 years, a commercial, you know, now you see progressive, but yeah, it's very different now. So that's why they're using influencers. That's why they're doing all these sponsorship opportunities. To me, it's just voiceovers in the ad world, and I'm just implementing what I already do and using it as a new skill. So I think I like that about the business. I like that you can self-create and create new opportunities in something, because we do keep changing and moving. No matter if somebody's a huge star or they work in this business.
So if someone's watching right now, I mean, they're like, okay, you've done so many things, you've done books, you do work brands. How does someone work with you? What do you actually, what is your actual service now?
Well, I still am doing voiceovers. So, I mean, that's great. And the reason why I wrote books was because in the beginning there wasn't a book out that told people across the country, how do I break into this business? I kind of had to find that for myself. And people in the voiceovers now kind of get mad at me and go, Terry, you ruined it for everybody else, which I really didn't. The business was going to change anyway, and it has changed. But there are the core of us that still work. A lot of animation people still work. My whole business was mostly commercials, television, radio, promos, changing the course of the industry like that. I still do animation. I'm up for Boss Baby, and I was in another one, and I've done some stuff. But I think, and then that's why I created the books. So there's another book that I have that's, I'm sorry, I don't have it on me. But I would say I make my money in voiceovers, and then I started branching out into the branding world and working with products and companies and celebrities and influencers and opportunities, charity golf tournaments and bringing products to that, branding, doing co-collaborations with things, because I know so many people and it's based on relationships.
You're an expert connector.
Well, I'm trying. You know, it's like, what can I provide as a service? And then I also know someone, but I'm bringing something to the table. And I'm always happy to help someone break into the voiceover world, because I hate to see somebody. I had people that were very helpful to me when I moved out here, Ed Asner, who told me to go back to Kansas City. And I said, I'm doing a show with you one day, which I did bring him something I had written that we had optioned, but it didn't get set up. But it's always good if somebody can give you the right piece of advice instead of take you down the wrong road, because we're naive and we can go down the wrong road very easily.
Absolutely. We appreciate you sharing that knowledge. Tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Oh, terryapple.com. My Franny just did my website again, so good, because that was down for a little bit. So thank you, Franny. And also, I'm on Terry Apple Voiceovers on Instagram, and then my books are all on. I have another book coming out this summer that I wrote with teenagers. It's a dog Home Alone version.
All right.
Really, I'm an actor and a writer, and you know, mess around with the brand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned. We'll be right back.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop.
We have a universal sign to say it's okay to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like the universe is saying, please chill out a little bit, you know? So
Right.
we need to listen to that.
Jessalyn, you are absolutely beautiful, and you don't have to try at all. It's like I walked in this morning, you're the first person I met, I went, she is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. And
Tell me more. As you said, pick up the phone, like turn that text, before you turn it into a date, let's turn it into a phone call.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop. EverTalk is #community powered, and we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are here with Daria Spenger, and she is a beautiful woman inside out. You deal really with helping women in self-development. You're the host and kind of creator, founder of Dream Spirit. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yeah. So Dream Spirit, it's a neuroscience-based personal development program which explains spiritual concepts from the standpoint of how the brain works.
I love that.
And it brings people from place of stagnation to the place of action and acting on dreams and having them come true.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's take it. So I love that, because I love when spirituality gets together with science, neuroscience in particular, and quantum physics. So Tell me a little bit about that. How does somebody walk through that process with you?
Yeah, so the process is accountability based, how it's set up. I do it via WhatsApp messages. You receive audio messages from me every 3 days, and then you have those 3 days to complete the task. If you complete the task, you go forward. If not, I kick you out. This is the rigorous schedule, because what I find is that nowadays we have knowledge, information all over, but it's so hard to optimize and to understand what you should act on and what you should kind of like leave behind. And until you execute, actually personal development doesn't work if we just read about it, but we actually do something great in action.
So what would be an
action? This is how it works. This is a cohesive narrative of 10 actions, 10 exercises.
And what is one of those?
What is one of those? For example, of course, we are uncovering these processes like getting rid of limiting beliefs and clearing out fears and getting these mental cleanses in a different variations. Because for any dream to come true, first of all, it should be communicated to the brain. And second, there should be no blockages in order for this communication to come through.
Now, before people can even start that journey, though, how do they discover their dream? Because there are many people watching who maybe just feel lost and they don't know what that dream is for themselves.
Yes, this is a great question. That's why people come to me and ask, Dara, I don't have any dreams. And basically to want something, to desire something is a skill. And nobody teaches us that actually our desires is the life force. If we don't do something, if we don't want anything, we get nothing. This is as simple as that. And the more we want, the more chances that we get it.
So how would you tell people to discover that dream?
Yeah. This is a great question. We have 3 exercises, like during 10 days to discover this. I can get one actionable tip right now for people who want to discover the dreams. Look into envy and jealousy. Look into that, because we are hiding from those places. We're like, no, I really envy this person, but I kind of not, because it's bad, because from a religious standpoint, it's a sin, because society shame us for being envious. But envy and jealousy, those are so human feelings that every single human being experiences it at some point. And you know what happens when you hide something from yourself? Nothing good.
It's beautiful, and it's such a great point. You're right, because the jealousy and envy sort of indicates something that is really an upside down or inside out desire, isn't it?
Yes.
It's incredible. Did you discover that through your own experience? Was that something that,
Actually, I discovered it when I was studying neuroscience at continuing program at Stanford. And we were tapping out into the very basis about how our brain works and how our brain was developed through billions of years. Because we have this device, this hardware device for billions of years. And it is upgrading very, very slowly. Not like an iPhone, it upgrades super slowly. Basically, we have the same brain as we had several thousands of years before. But the life is so different. But we still have this primary needs for seeking safety, seeking company, seeking mating opportunities. And if this is not covered, we become envious, and envy and jealousy are actually the saving mechanisms, because the species who survived, and our ancestors, yours, and mine, and yours, are the ones who survived, are the ones who left genes on Earth. So this means that they were able to pursue the best mating opportunities, they were able to take care of the offspring, they were able to find the best food and to fight for it. And so when we're jealous of something or of somebody, it just means that our brain wants to survive, because it perceives that if you don't have this, you'll die. And you don't leave your genes on Earth.
I would say the only, I'm racking my brain right now, like going, where am I envious, or what's something? And I would say that I see like a Madonna, who I think that she's so over the top and makes no excuses, and I think, a little envious of just how raw she can be and how over the top and just
radical.
Right? Like, is there anywhere you guys feel like there's any, like, when you look at somebody at all where you're like what is it? There's a little like, do I want a little bit of that in my life?
I'll have to think on that. Maybe that'll be our question
of the day. That could be a question of the day.
When we come back. So tell everyone where they can find and follow you and get in this dream sprint.
It's Instagram. Daritz Venture, my first name, last name all together. That's it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Truly.
So nice to meet you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network. EverTalk is a platform that offers insight, inspiration, and thought-provoking conversations on positivity, wellness, Insta-fame, and empowerment, all while celebrating the trials and triumphs of those who are truly igniting a change in the world.
I was really surprised and I was really thankful for how well it was received.
That's where your supernatural powers come on. That's where the magic happens. That's where you live heaven on earth.
I was left to research everything on my own because I'm like, nothing else outside of me is helping me right now. I have to figure this out.
When we want folks to be good teammates or to be leaders, you confront behavior, you don't confront personalities.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop.
We have a universal sign to say it's okay to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like the universe is saying, please chill out a little bit, you know? So
Right.
we need to listen to that.
Jessalyn, you are absolutely beautiful, and you don't have to try it at all. It's like I walked in this morning, you're the first person I met, I went, she is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. And
Tell me more. As you said, pick up the phone, like turn that text, before you turn it into a date, let's turn it into a phone call.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop. EverTalk is #community powered, and we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land, here live from Los Angeles. We're talking about magic. I was obsessed with magic as a kid, so I don't know about you guys, but today, talking about magic, the question of the day is, if there's one real life magic trick or tip you would have for our audience, what might that be?
Good one.
Yes.
I like that question.
Terry, no
Wow.
pressure.
No kidding. I would have to say to erase negative thoughts.
Oh,
and
yes.
To start new moments. And the challenge is to let that go out of your brain and to just immediately go click and on to, all positive thoughts.
Yes,
Mic
love
drop.
that.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
know.
There you go. What else?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm not sure I can do it, but I like that.
Yeah, well, for me, that's kind of the thing. The goal is to just get, to the end of the day and lay my head down knowing that I haven't really done anything I need to fix.
Yeah.
That's always good.
That's good. That's really good. Go to bed with your integrity intact.
Thank you.
I at first thought you were going to say Magic Johnson. I was a big fan of him too.
I know.
But
We still love him, but
yes.
Yeah.
I would say that to be a good person and treat people the way you want to be treated. I mean, that's the magic that I wish was in everybody's head, that they would just treat everybody good and not be mean.
Sounds like a good moral to a good film that's going to be created.
Yes. Even though I'm bad in the film,
Yeah.
I'm not bad in
The one that you're creating. That you're,
Yes.
Yeah, that one, remember?
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
My thing would be to turn jealousy and envy into inspiration and appreciation. Because if you can harness this energy and just flip it, it creates wonders in life. And one thing that if you envy somebody that somebody has it, it just means one thing, that you also can have it. Because we have abundance in this life for everybody.
Beautiful.
Yes. One of my favorite magic tricks is to, when you get those feelings of jealousy or envy or any negative thoughts, to look at the root of where that's coming from and find a way to then transmute it or heal it or hold that little part of you that's in pain and give it what it needs, whether it's love or acceptance or belonging or nourishment or just to be listened to. And that's really one of the most powerful versions of magic that I've ever experienced and that I work with people every day. It'll change your life.
Love it. Love it.
We are Good Morning LaLa Land, and we are bringing a little magic to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also available now on Apple TV. Please download the EverTalk TV app today.
That's right. We are waking up the world together, you guys. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out these extraordinary human beings. Have a great, magical Monday.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.
You got the magic. Oh, great. We just have 10 days vacation.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I needed the rest. So. I know it worked a lot, but it still doesn't have that break from yet.
Oh, wow.
Soul
Yeah,
fight.
really.
I do.